Hey guys, it's Courtney AKA Travel Teach here with you today to share with you one of my best kept secrets about PalFish. So maybe my secret is not so secret, but this is my #1 way to retain regulars. Any guesses? Am I going to talk about moments? No. Am I going to talk about student groups? No, I'm not going to talk about student groups. Today, I want to share with you the #1 secret to retaining regulars is all in your reports. Today, I'm going to give you some tips for report writing and give you some ideas that I have not shared before with anybody about how to write reports and how reports help you retain those students. If you're ready, here we go. Okay, let's talk about the how to write a report. Report writing does not start after you finish the class. In fact, report writing starts far before you start the lesson. For me, report writing starts the day before I have a lesson with my students. The day before I have a lesson with the students, I get out my iPhone. I write in Google Keep. I use Google Keep. In Google Keep, I write down the date, the time, the student's name, the unit, the lesson, and last of all, the level. Here's an example if you're confused about all the things I just said. Another thing that I've started to add recently is the topic or the content which is reviewed or discussed in the lesson. Why is the topic or content important? Well, Unit 1, Lesson 5, Starter, might be different in the 2.0 version, in the 3.0 version, and the 4.0 versions of the slides. So, content is important. The next step takes place as soon as I start the lesson. I start to take notes about the student's pronunciation. Can they pronounce all of the sounds? Don't forget to listen carefully. Are students participating well? Do they seem to like the content of the lesson? Is it engaging for them? And again, general student involvement throughout the lesson. Do students seem distracted? When I asked them how they were, did they say something different than happy? How is the student's mood throughout the class? These things are all very important to take note of for each student you're teaching. Another thing that's great to take note of is at least one key point of something different they shared in this lesson. Generally, I get this key point from the free talk that I have with the students at the beginning of the lesson. I ask some warm-up questions. How are you? How was your day? What did you do today? Depending on the level of the student. And I try to learn some new information that I don't already know about that student. I have some students, one student in particular, who I've done over 60 hours with, and I've met her in person. It's hard to always get something different, but if I always get something different, it shows I've learned something new about that student in every lesson. So after the lesson, I start to write the report. I focus on what did they learn in that lesson? What did I teach in that lesson? Also, I focus on 2 positive things the student did in that lesson that were spot on, and 1 negative thing that they need to work on. When I talk about that negative thing that they need to work on, I have started to use the phrase, student is encouraged to, and then show how they can change that negative thing into a positive thing in our next lesson. At the end of my reports, I encourage the student, keep going, keep studying hard, keep up the good work, good job, etc. praise to the heavens, praise the student as much as you can. I feel like I'm giving you guys jazz hands right now. Give your student jazz hands. Show them that you are there to encourage and motivate them. Students in China don't have a lot of people who are rallying behind them, who are on their team. It's not that common. Criticism is more common. So, show the student you are there for them and them alone in the report. The last thing that's so important to do in the report is to tell them you can't wait to see them next time. This is my hook. This is how I get the students in. So, along with this phrase, can't wait to see you next time, or see you in our next class. Along with this, I try to finish the report in that 5 minutes, that 5-minute break that I have between classes. Yes, sometimes I need to use that to get some more water or to go to the bathroom. But if I'm not doing those things, I tend to stand up out of my chair, write the report on my phone, get it there, get it fresh, have the content that happened in the lesson on your mind, get it out. Then what do? I go into the next class. Maybe I'm still writing the report on my phone while I'm in the next class. And as soon as I'm done with the next class, I copy the report, I paste it in, and I send it to that student. Why do I do it like this? Well, think about video games. I myself am not a gamer. However, in video games, I do know that the general concept is that you are getting immediate feedback. This is what hooks you in, right? If you didn't get immediate feedback, plus 5 points, minus 10 points, maybe losing a life, then the game wouldn't really be all that interesting. So think of the reports like a game. The sooner you get that feedback in, you're separating yourself from other teachers that might take 1 or 2 hours to send their feedback. And then the student is notified that this teacher has written their report and they are sent that report. So when the student is notified, especially when it happens quickly after the lesson, then parents remember, oh, I should book another class with that teacher. The way that I write reports, first of all, the length, and second of all, the timeliness of the report has helped me retain lots of students over the past year on PalFish. I guarantee if you start to write your reports and send them a little bit more quickly than you did before, and if you lengthen the report, if you give specific details, you are going to retain more students. And more regulars means you're more booked up. More booked up, more money. So here again, my secret to retaining more regular students is all about my reports. My reports generally have at least 5 or 6 sentences, and I try to send them within 1 hour after the class has finished. If you can beat me, go for it. If you're already beating me, you probably already have a lot of regular students, right? Maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, Courtney, how do you know this is your way to retain regulars? How do I know? Because parents have told me they appreciate the specific details and advice that I give them to support their students during the report time. So many times after I've sent that report is when I have noticed within the next 5 minutes, oh, I've got a new booking from that student. So key points, remembering in your reports, finish as quickly as you can, make it lengthy and detailed, specific for that student. Be detailed in your own notes so you can be organized. Remember to focus on pronunciation, participation, and general engagement in the lesson. Focus on 3 things in your reports. 2 things should be positive, and 1 can be something the student needs to work on. Okay guys, now you know my big secret. How I retain regular students is through my detailed and swift reports. I hope that today's video has helped you or has given you some more ideas about how you can write better reports. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments section below and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Okay? See you guys next time. Bye!